All right.
Give 1 second.
He's coming in.
Hmm.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just letting some folks come in. What's up, Lee?
What's up, guys? How are you? Happy holidays.
Good. Happy holidays, man.
What's up, Lee?
Pansy's going live on, I think, Facebook, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, Pansy's going live on Facebook right now. Well, thank you guys for jumping in. We kind of did this super last minute. Um, we're both kind of dragging ass right now from the holidays. At least I know I am. But I'm glad you guys are here. And we wanted to do this just to kind of, man, just to touch base before the new year, talk about kind of where we're at, what we've learned, um, do some networking, see how you guys are doing, see what's going on, and talk a little bit about goal setting. We actually did some people poo-poo it, like, well, before I even get into that, welcome to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. This is Pansy. I'm Justin. Pansy's actually, if you can, if you notice, we're here live. We did this last year
And we have
too.
our own seats today.
We have our own seats and we're live and we have our own mic too, which is nice.
Well, I meant like last time I was like we were sitting on the same small chair.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We were sitting on the same small chair last time. So we have our own separate seats this time and we're we have a mic and we're trying to do this as semi-professionally as possible, but um glad some folks are, it looks like Clyde's coming in too.
Okay, you gotta keep
Um
track of all of it now.
yeah, I know, I know. I'm the one with the controls right now, so
That's the way you like it anyway.
yeah, there's Clyde. Yeah, so yeah, welcome to the show. Thank you guys for jumping in. Just wanted to do a kind of a last minute networking podcast with everybody, see how everybody's doing. The way this is going to kind of work, just because the way the show normally works, we have kind of people in the background and we're pinned up for everybody to look at. Um, if you guys want to come up and talk about anything you got going on for the new year, goals, plans, that kind of stuff, you know, I'll pin you up and or just raise your hand and I'll pin you on the screen and you can come up and talk, come up and chat with us. But so how are you doing, Pansy? What's going on?
I'm good. Good.
So yeah, Pansy came out for Christmas. I had her come out. She's out in California right now with me right now. So she got to spend time with my family and I for Christmas time. And we've been just kind of, yeah, we've just been kind of relaxing and hanging out. And I'm still kind of in the little bit of the Christmas blur right now. It's been a really, for me, it's been a really busy last few days. I don't know how it's been for you guys, but my favorite, my favorite day is typically the day after Christmas.
Typically, but not today.
Not today. Well, today I had to work too, so.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how it goes for me. It's usually a big rush with my family, and then things tend to calm down right after Christmas. So that's usually my favorite day, and then I relax a little bit. But we've got some we've got some interesting things going on for this new year. One of the things we're going to be doing with potentially with Rich Knowles and Mitch Roy is we're talking about doing a weekly underwriting with folks. So especially people who are newer folks that need help with that kind of thing. We're talking about doing a weekly underwriting Zoom. So that's still in the works. We'll announce that after it's all worked out. But that's one of the things we got coming up for this year. We are still hunting for co-living. Pansy and I, we've actually I've got a big LOI out right now on a portfolio deal in Jacksonville, and I'm working on that with my buddy Seth, and we'll see what they agree to. We'll see what numbers they like and which ones they don't. And we'll see what kind of counter offers we get, if any, and we'll work that as it goes. But that's kind of what we've been doing is just looking at properties, looking and building some strategic partnerships with operators. So we get in, at least especially on our first co-living deal. We're going to be doing that with Angel and Chris. So that's our next place for the co-living model. But we're also with my partners Darren Light and Josh Rusin.
Sorry.
It's all good. We're looking at multifamily properties also in Jacksonville and Tennessee right now. So, and the more that you do, obviously, the more you do, the more you learn. So, and one of those deals, we ended up looking at an RV park. An acquaintance of ours brought us an RV park, and it was the reason I'm even bringing it up is because it was an interesting situation to say the least. So, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. But yeah, so we got Clyde, Lee, Christian, JC. What's going on, folks?
Nice. How was everybody's holiday?
Yeah, how's everybody's holiday?
You should just let them have open mic.
Yeah, you guys,
Bring 'em
it's
on.
all good. You know what? Here, let's do this.
Just bring them up.
I'm gonna pin. Well, for those of you who have your cameras on, I can add you.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I'll bring up Christian and
Hey, JC, how are you?
what's up, JC?
Hey, guys.
So what you got going on?
Oh, um, well, first of
Putting
all,
you on the
had a
spot,
great,
man.
great holiday, huh?
I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries. Yeah, had a great holiday, great Christmas.
Good.
It was very, very cool, relaxing, did all the usual, ate too much food, and
Mm-hmm.
I was able to work some of it off this morning, um, training. So that
Oh, there
helped.
you go. That's what I need to do. I haven't gotten back into the gym yet since Christmas. So I
Yeah.
need to get back in there for sure.
Sounds
But
so
that's
good,
good,
man. I'm a
man.
jiu-jitsu guy, so jiu-jitsu it really helped me out. We did a good bit of rolling.
Oh, that's
Um,
right. You do jujitsu, huh?
yeah, yeah,
Nice.
that's my
Yeah,
thing,
that's a
man.
good that's a outstanding workout.
Oh,
Jiu-jitsu is the shit.
it's one of the best.
Yeah, yeah. It's well, and also like now I haven't done a ton of jujitsu or anything like that. I've literally been one time, but the one time I did go, I basically it was well, I got my ass kicked, but it was basically one of the best workouts. Yeah, it was basically one of the best workouts. Very humbling experience, but
Very humble. Yes.
because I was well, the guy I was paired up, he went easy on me for the most part, but he still whooped my ass. But he was a little bit, I think he was a little bit smaller than me actually. So,
Yeah.
but that's the way it
Uh,
goes.
that's the way it
But
goes, man. I've been I'm a black belt, one
oh
first
yeah.
degree,
Good for
and
you.
Oh,
still gets humbled. I still get humbled.
oh
So
yeah.
it's yeah, it's
Yeah.
as long as you can deal with that part, I mean, you'll be fine. So yeah.
What prepares you best for jujitsu? Do you have like a pre-rolling routine that you do, or you just kind of go and see what happens?
Yeah, after all these years, man,
Mm,
it's just stretching, I'm 49, so you have to get loose, loosen up some.
definitely.
And that first roll, just don't go balls to the wall, just kind of ease into it
Yeah.
if you can, and then sometimes your partner, makes you turn up, but that's my thing. Just try to ease into hard rolling, as the class goes along.
Now
That-
what do you do? So what do you do? Are you a full-time investor or what are you up to?
Um, well, I'm working my way. I am full time. I do lead generation for a
Okay.
software company.
Okay.
Um, so I've been doing that for like the last 5 years.
Okay. So you're
Um, so I've
you're
been in
you're you're in
sales for a
sales. You're
long
in
time.
sales for a tech company basically, right? Okay.
Correct. Correct.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm also a licensed agent in South Carolina.
Nice.
Um, got my license in July.
Hmm.
Working with Keller Williams.
Hmm.
I'm paired up with I'm on a team with a very good agent slash investor, Paul Birmingham. I don't know if that name rings a
Haven't
bell.
heard actually That sounds somewhat familiar. I'm not.
Yeah, he runs in a lot of the investor circles. He's also in Sub 2.
That's
Um,
probably where I've heard that name before. That does sound
um,
somewhat familiar.
yeah.
Uh,
So I'm working my way there. Paul and I, we co-host. We're bringing on a third Airbnb,
oh,
working on the
nice.
fourth one. Um, I've had some experience in the past where I owned a duplex in Atlanta, and but since sold that one. But just get back into it, after years of being out of real estate, um, within the last 2 years. And I wholesaled a couple of deals earlier this year uh,
Nice.
to Abraham, and so
Nice.
oh, and by
That's
the
a
way,
that's a good person to wholesale to.
yeah. Abraham and I, we met through Jiu-Jitsu, so it's like the
Nice.
I was
That's
power
gonna
of
right. That's
say,
right. That's right. Yeah.
yeah. So it's the power of that community. It's like Jiu-Jitsu really reminds me of like Sub 2, and like
Yeah.
in that way of like you meet people
Yeah.
through that community you probably never would have met
That's right.
otherwise. So
Yeah.
yeah. I'm looking to wholesale more to them just to build my capital and take some things to help usher me into full-time
Yeah.
real
Nice.
estate
And
staff investing.
would you say your ultimate goal, obviously, to build your portfolio, to buy and build up a
Oh,
portfolio? Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can see buying more things that since I'm got my experience about 2 years into Airbnb hosting and managing. I feel like I could probably do it. I can do it on my own. Really, have my own. Right now we're arbitraging, so
Yeah.
we don't own the properties, but yeah, I could see finding a deal that makes sense in my area,
Yeah.
and just adding it on to what we're already doing.
Yeah. And and by the way, what's up, Terry? Thanks for jumping in. I just wanted to say what's up to our newest addition. We're just kind of, by the way, just for you, Terry, since you just jumped in, we're just kind of we're doing open networking talking right now. I'm gonna go over in a little bit, I'm gonna go over a deal that we looked at, an RV park deal that we looked at recently. And but we're just chatting, want to talk about what the plans are for the new year, what you got going on, and all of that. So if you you want to talk, raise your hand, I'll bring you up here. You have to turn your camera on. That's the
he might be at work.
yeah. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
He's trying to get
What's
his
up,
camera on.
Terry?
What's up, Terry?
yeah.
Not much. Sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't muted. So sorry about
It's all
that.
good.
Right,
It's
you're
all good,
good.
man.
Hi,
Yeah,
Pansy.
we're live, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
Have
problem.
you met Terry, Justin?
I think we've met at
Yeah,
least,
met him.
yeah, we've met at least once.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So,
Cool.
but yeah, I just wanted to pop on your podcast here and listen. So
Yeah,
sorry,
well, thanks for.
didn't realize I wasn't muted. So
No,
You're good.
You're good.
You're good. Well, you let me know if you want to chat about anything. I'm curious what
We're just
everybody's up
talking
to.
about
okay.
goals and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a goal. I've got a goal worksheet that we got. I think it was a couple years ago from Jesse Stan that we went through, and I'll show you guys kind of what that looks like too. And if anybody wants a copy of it to help you guys come up with your goals, that's fine. There's me especially with the goal stuff. I kind of at least early on, I roll my eyes at stuff like that. It's like, okay, I set your goals, whatever. But it really does, it really does help to give you a visual and keep you accountable. What really worked for me was actually setting a time limit on stuff. But anyways, we can get into that in a little bit. But so we were just talking to JC and talking about what he's got going on and like most, he's doing his thing. He's working with Abraham Gray. He's done some wholesale deals with Abraham Gray. He's working on building up his own portfolio. What about you, Terry? What do you got going on for this year?
I don't have anything planned for after the first year, but in the last couple of months, I've done some wholesaling.
Nice.
And I've done it. I probably shouldn't call it wholesaling here in PA, but I did some. I'll call it consulting, and got some fees paid here in the last 3 months.
Oh, okay.
And it was just to local investors here. So yeah,
Nice.
helping them out. So yeah.
Now, so when you say consulting, were you helping them underwrite, or are you just giving them some advice on the deals that they're
So,
looking at?
so I met some investors at a meetup,
Uh-huh.
and they were looking for properties. They knew that I did some wholesaling in the past, but here in PA, it's no longer um, legal unless you're a realtor.
Right.
So they knew
Right.
they knew that I did some wholesaling and they wanted some properties. So what I did was contacted some other people I knew that were wholesaling and had properties, hooked them up with the property, and collected a consulting fee that way.
Oh, nice. That's freaking awesome, man. And
So and
then
it's I mean, I got 3 of them here in the last since November.
good for you, man. That's great.
Yeah,
Harry, you're in PA?
I am in PA, South Central PA. I'm in Elizabethtown. We're about 20 minutes south of Harrisburg.
I know where it's at. I'm from Coatesville.
Oh, okay. All right. Sure. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and then is that the same thing that's going on with you too, Christian? They're making like you got to have an agent on the team in order to wholesale. You got to be or licensed.
Where in Virginia?
Yeah, in Virginia.
In Virginia, it's been that way for a hot minute.
Has it? Yeah.
It is, but you can still double close, so it's not like it's
It's not the
necessarily
end of the world.
required. Yeah, it
Yeah.
didn't. You can still do one per, so you can do one per year per person or per LLC.
That's all.
So if you have, like, I've got half a dozen LLCs in Virginia, you can do one per LLC and
Right.
consider that.
Right.
They implemented that, I think, the beginning of this year, the beginning of 2024 or 2025. So I'm not 100% sure. More or less, I went to a couple meetups and attorneys talked about it, and all of them were like, "Hey, this is what we recommend, but until there's solid case law on it, we won't know for sure." So they were like, if you get fucking fined, then this is what it is. But for the most part, you just need one LLC. So or just double close on it. As long as you double close, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same PA. If you double close on it, you're fine.
I've done a couple in PA, but I didn't know that had changed. I knew around the Philadelphia area, it was, but I didn't know it changed outside of there.
Yeah. It was written in the law. I want to say that was like late 24, maybe early 25.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now, are you guys are both primarily dealing with direct to sell. You're not necessarily dealing with a lot of agents, right?
that's
Most
my
of your
story.
deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just started doing a mass directed agent marketing, so
Yeah.
I'll let you know how that changes kind of over the next month.
Yeah. I'm interested to hear how that goes because I
Yeah,
know agents can get in the way, can kind of get in the way of the double close stuff. It just
Right.
depends.
Yep.
But there's not much. I mean, there's not much they can do necessarily to stop it if you're going to buy it and resell it. I don't know. Is there any law about in your neck of the woods on how long you actually have to own it for before you can resell it after doing like a double close or if you're intending to do a double close? Is there anything like that?
I'm not aware of anything in the whole country, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm not
I've
aware
heard.
of.
Yeah. I forget where I heard about it, but they're talking about, and I don't know if this is something that's been brought up because of the new all the restrictions that states are trying to lay down on wholesaling, but there's talk about making it so if you're going to do a double close, you have to own it for a certain amount of time before you can resell it.
The thing that I've heard is mortgage companies. There's some mortgage companies out there that like to see you have a seasoned title as opposed to doing a double close.
Ah, interesting.
So, yeah,
Interesting.
that's one thing that I've heard.
Interesting. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys jumping in here. I did want to talk about this deal. So we were just to kind of preface this a little bit, we were brought a RV park deal, and it's a lead, I should say, yeah, prospect, right?
Lead.
RV park lead from a friend of ours, acquaintance of ours. And she had done a really good job. Now, she'd done a really good job of talking with what we had initially thought she was talking with the seller, but she wasn't. She was talking with the seller's assistant. Okay. So there was a woman. Now I believe she was an agent, but she wasn't like the listing agent or anything. She was just kind of fielding all of the calls coming in for the property, right? But she did a really good job of building rapport with her. And I think she actually at one point did speak with her and the seller. But to the point where they really wanted her to get the deal. And so she needed help underwriting. She needed help looking at the deal and figuring out like, hey, you know, what's the next steps, all of that fun stuff. So let me, I'll show you what we found here. And
Justin, real quick,
yeah.
are you all looking for more RV parts?
Oh, always.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, always.
Okay, I'd
Always.
love to get that buy box. I came across someone who was looking for people buying RV parts.
I'll send you so and for us the way we're doing this is even with the multifamily. So we partner with actual operators, people who own a portfolio or own like a good deal of properties that have a good amount of experience. So we're working
Okay.
through their buy box. And when we bring the deal, we get it under contract, we underwrite it, we do all that. And then what happens, they pay us a finder's fee.
Okay.
But because of our relationships when they pay us a higher than normal finder's fee, we move that money back into the project and become general partners. So for our first RV park, our first multifamily deal, we're going to be GPs on the deal. And then once we get, you know, one or two of those under our belt, then we can like basically start going off on our own, right? So
Awesome.
that's kind of how we're doing it. But what I'll do is I'll send you our partners buy box and what they're typically looking for. And it's gonna be, I mean, for us too, it's gonna be the same thing because we're learning from them, you know what I mean?
Right.
So but I'll gladly send you that for sure. So but
JC's not in our system.
are you not in our
I
system,
don't
JC?
think so.
Well, I'll make sure you're in our system.
I would say drop them, maybe the link to get in our system and can send them.
Yeah, good call actually here. You know what, JC? I don't know if you've bear with me a second. I'm gonna send you this link actually. So if you go to this page and you click on book a call,
Mhm.
you
But
don't
anybody else who's on the Zoom. one?
yeah, I would say anybody else too. Clyde,
Well,
actually
Kristen's in
Clyde,
our-
yeah, Kristen's in it, and I believe Clyde is too, but I would say just go there anyways, answer the questions, and you can book a one-on-one call with us if you want to do that, but you don't have to. But it asks you, do you want to book a call? And you can say yes or no. So it's up to you. But if you want to get in our system, go to that page there and click on book a call, and it'll pop up some questions for you, and you can
And then we can send you the buy box.
yeah, and we'll send you the buy box.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. And I know and Christian's a good contact too. He's doing wholesale deals in well I know in Virginia Beach, I think it was, but he's a good contact to have as well for
He's doing marketing.
yeah. Is it marketing? What do you mean?
Well, versus wholesaling.
Okay, well, all right. We're all kind of doing marketing.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
You know what?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. You're not wrong. But anyways, yeah, so for us that lets you get into our system and we'll send that over to you. But you know, it's gonna be the typical thing. We typically look for 50 pads and above, right? So for an RV park, we want 50 pads and above. And we don't the less that are park owned, the better, just in general. So the fewer that are actually park owned, the better, because you run into a lot of headaches getting financing and with insurance and all of that. You run into like high insurance costs and trouble getting financing for the deal if a lot of the properties are park owned. It's not that it's impossible, it just makes it more of a pain in the neck, if you will, right? So, and then we're looking, our partner Darren is in Tennessee, but we'll look at deals RV parks in Jacksonville and in Tennessee. So, but I'll send you all that information so you can look at it. So anyways, back
Do you
to
have
this. What's
do you
up?
have a particular spot here in Tennessee that you're looking for properties for?
Yeah, so Chattanooga,
Knoxville, right?
Knoxville, Nashville. I always forget. Is it New Johnson City or Johnson? I forget what it is. Oh, why am I spacing on it? Hold on.
I'm looking it up right now.
I always forget the name of that town. But I like it
I'm
because
smack
it's
dab in the middle of the state. I'm like
oh, okay.
50 miles. I'm 50 something miles from Nashville. I'm about an hour from Knoxville, an hour and a half, an hour to Chattanooga,
Nice.
and from almost 3 hours to Memphis though.
Oh, nice. Okay. I love Tennessee. I've been to Tennessee a few times. I like
But
Tennessee.
but I mean it's like an hour drive for me to go from here to Gatlinburg.
Oh, okay. And let me ask you a question. Would you mind being boots on the ground there if we needed boots
No,
on the ground? Yeah.
no, not at all.
Okay.
Oh, silly question.
Don't ask silly
I like
questions.
It's
I
my
mean
guy. Of course he'd want to be boots on the ground.
I was looking at somebody sent me a mobile home park here, but I can't remember. I have to actually look it up again. It's 87. Oh, it's in Alabama. It's in Alabama. That's why
Okay.
I but
Okay.
it's 87. It's not just mobile home parks. It's on 42 acres of land, but
Wow.
only 12 acres of it is got room for expansion. It's got like 81 mobile home parks already, mobile homes, and then
Wow.
it's got 15 single family residences all on the same property. It's all together.
Right. Right. Right.
But
Right.
I was underwriting it, and the price just seems a little high for me. He's wanting like $5 million for it, and
Yeah, that's
I
always the
don't.
case.
I was looking at the cash flowing because I mean, he has all the documents. He sent me everything, which
Yeah.
is very rare for me to be able to get everything. I mean, I got everything down to they sent me everything, including the floodplain,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
report and everything.
Wow.
And that's why I know there's only about 12 acres of expandable land because about uh, across the street is the floodplain, and there's probably you might have maybe an acre and a half on that side of the street that you could put like commercial buildings for like laundromat or self storage unit or something like that, but
Mhm.
nothing major.
That's interesting. So it doesn't sound like this was a mom and pop operation. It sounds like he's
No,
got all the financials and everything you need.
yeah, I mean, he sent
Basically.
me everything.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just looking at it wrong. Maybe I'm underwriting it
Oh,
wrong
yeah.
because I mostly do single family residences. I don't do a whole lot with multifamilies or mobile
Thank
home
you.
parks. So
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that is, I mean, it's nice when it happens, but unfortunately it's rarer than it should be. And that's kind of what I was going to get into with this RV park that we were looking at. Because, well, there was a number of facets to this deal that I'll share with you guys here. By the way, JC, the deals that you're looking at for Abraham, they're almost entirely, I think Abraham's only doing Georgia, right? Or Alabama?
Georgia.
Georgia? Okay. Yeah, I
Yep,
always
and
forget it's
fix and
Alabama and
flip.
Georgia.
Mhm.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So let me do this. I'm gonna pin myself back up here so you guys can see our screen, and I'll bring you guys back up here in a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so and I already kind of prefaced this that she did a good job of bringing this up. Um, so the first thing you do with any multifamily deal without going too deep in the underwriting, and this was actually something that Christian taught me a while ago, but just a really easy back of the napkin way of doing underwriting before you really dig deep, before you even bother going that much deeper into the underwriting. But so we asked for the financials, right? So there's no OM, there's no not very professional, right? They just kind of had some stuff basically, but you can kind of look at it and see what we got here. They sent us a single photo of the park, and that's okay. I mean, you get kind of an idea. You get here's the RV park right here. The guy owns this golf course over here, adjacent to it, and part of his plan, I guess, is to develop this. So they're gonna get rid of at least part of the golf course, which is a little interesting to me because part of the amenities for the RV park is that he gives people golf passes. Like if you rent a pad, like you get a golf pass, and that's one of those things that helps attract people. So it was already kind of like, okay, so you're telling me you're just gonna completely get rid of the entire golf course and add more pads. I mean, whatever, if it makes sense to do it, cool. It just seemed a little interesting that given that this is something that helps bring in customers, and from my research on the park, customers like the fact that there's a golf course there. So anyways, you can kind of see here he wants 4.5 million for it. Golf RV resort. So that's how they're marketing this thing. They're marketing it as a golf RV resort. Free golf when you stay there, right? And you can see like golf, 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 right? He's just marketing this golf course, and then he's talking about, oh, we're gonna just demolish it and do a new build over here. Okay. So close to Tallahassee, Florida. It's in a decent area. And in fact, the cap rate for this area for RV parks is anywhere, I would say anywhere between 7.5 to, actually it's probably not quite 7. It's more like 8 to anywhere between 8 and 10, right? Let's just say. For other RV parks that have sold in the area. And the market cap rate is probably about an 8.5, maybe even a 9. But 85 spots. They're talking about adding 10 more. There's an entertainment pavilion. So it's a nice park. If we actually look it up really quick, I'll show you guys RV park. Let's see if we can look at that. Yeah, here we go. I think this is it. Oh no, this isn't it. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, what RV park is in Tallahassee, Florida? Let's see if this is it. Yeah, here we go. So this is it. This is our website. So they got a website. He apparently he's doing pretty well with the place. They're, initially, and I'll show you the financials here. What the guy is telling you he's getting per pad right now is not what any of his financials look like at all. So that was the first red flag, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But decent website. They've got some folks giving them feedback here. You can see they've got Snowbird special. They've got a professional looking leasing office or office spot. They're pouring some new pads. So he's already added, I think, another 10 pads is what was on the OM. Whatever. So pretty good looking website. Swimming pool, dog park, pull through lots. All looks great, right?
What part of Florida is this in?
It's in
Sorry.
Tallahassee. It's in Tallahassee.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. It's in Tallahassee. So, so we asked for the financials. I wanted to take a little bit of a closer look at this, especially since our friend was asking and she was very interested in this deal. So let's take a look at so the first thing is we've got our T3 here. So he's got his rental income right at the top. And this, mind you, this is a 3-month. So we asked if he could give us any longer. We asked for a T12 or even a T6 or T7, something more than 3 months if he had it. And the story goes, the seller of this park sold it to somebody in his family, and the family member did a piss poor job of running the park. So he ended up having to take it back from them, which is interesting. The way the story actually goes, it wasn't that he went and took it back from them. It's that they came to him and were like, hey, we can't handle this. We don't want it anymore. And so he took it back. Whatever, if I give people the benefit of the doubt. Fine. So right off the jump, though, this doesn't look right. For a 3-month period of time, your total rental income is 122, 172, right? Let's divide that by 3 and then let's annualize that number. So we get 40,724 a month. And if we annualize that, we get 48,688, right? So 488,688. And if we just look at, a 10 cap, you're at 4.8 million for this. So let's do this actually. Hold on. So his gross, oh, I'm sorry. No, that's not right. Bear with me a second. So we got 48,688. Then his expenses down here, total expenses are 78,305. So what does that actually come out to? 78,000 78,305.67 divided by, actually, let's annualize that too. 78,305.67 divided by 3. Oop. Sorry, I'm sitting on the side of my computer right now, so it's
You can switch over more.
by 3. So you're about 26,000 a month. 26,101 times 12 gives you about 313,000 for the year if you extrapolate that out for a full year. So you've got a total of 488,000. And again, this is based on, we're just averaging stuff out here based on their numbers here for a year. You got 488,000, and then you got 313,212 for expenses. What does that come out to? So we'll just say 313.
Like 75%.
Yeah, 488,688. So that's about 64% expenses, which is high.
Yeah.
So he's got high expenses. And then if you look at this 3-month, NOI here, he's doing about 75,000. And again, he gave us this 3-month period here while he was running the park. At least that's how, as I understood it, because I wanted something to show what it looked like when he was running it and as he was getting people, renting these pads. So 75, 499, 33 times 12.
No, you said that was for 3 months, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
That's what I
75,
said by
499 divided by 3 is 25,166 per month. Annualize that out. You're getting about 301,000 per year for this park based on these numbers. So 300, we'll just say 301,992. So if we just look at this T3 here, his park's worth about, based on these numbers here specifically, his park is worth about 3 million. So he's asking for 4.8. I think that's what he said. Was it 4.8 or 4.5? Let me double check here.
Either way, he was asking for 4.
He's asking for 4.5 million.
And he wanted what, 20% down?
So that, yeah, we're getting to the good part here. So getting to the good part.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's all good. I actually appreciate you kind of reminding me a little bit. But so he was willing to do a seller finance deal. So that's what immediately got my interest going on this. He's willing to do a seller finance deal. He was going to carry 2/3 of it, but he wanted 1/3 down. So he's getting 33% down, roughly 33% down. And then he was going to carry 2/3 of it. So if we actually looked at those numbers, he was going to be getting something like what would that actually be? So 4.5 million times 0.33. Yeah, 1.4, 1.5 million, right? 1.485. But in order to close with closing costs and everything else, it was going to come out to like 1.6. So total cash needed in order to close on this deal was about 1.6 million. And then he was going to carry the rest. So minus 4.5 million. He was going to carry about 3,015,000. And he wanted 6% interest on it. Now I understand from the seller
Doing what he wanted, something in a few years, right?
So he wanted 6% interest on the seller carry, and he wanted it paid off. Well, no, initially he said he would carry it for 10 years.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So initially said he would carry it for 10 years. So we're like, this could potentially work. So I ran the numbers, but in order to actually make it work for folks like us who actually have to raise capital and have to bring in investors into the deal, 6% interest on the seller carry portion was just not going to fly. Not with where his expenses were and not with what his financials were showing us. So we started asking more questions. And the more questions we started asking, the more conflicting information we were getting from the seller and from the seller's assistant. So if we look, they gave us another, let's see. they gave us another financial document here. Oh no, hold on. Was there another yeah, here we go. So he gave us a P&L here. So he gave us a, what is this? This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 month profit and loss statement. All of this is conflicting with what the T3 shows us, and that's okay because you do have to account for the fact that he took it back over from people who didn't know what they were doing. It took him time to get pads. At this point, according to him, this profit and loss statement reflected the park being 91% occupied. So that already, I'm like, oh, wait a second. So you're saying you're 91% occupied and your total income is 188,000 for 7 months, and you're 91% occupied. That's where I got into the questions of what are you charging people per pad? Because that only comes out to if now, and this again, we weren't getting a lot of our questions answered at all. And that's okay, right? Because initially I get it. They want to make sure you're not tire kickers. And, like, look, if you really want us to answer all of these questions, send us an LOI. Okay, fine. So based on the financials they gave us, we submitted an LOI. We said, look, we'll give you your purchase price. We'll give you your 33% down. But if you're going to sell or carry, we need it for 10 years and we want it at 2%. That's what works for us. Right. And that comes, and even at that still, I think, only nets us cash on cash return. I think that only netted us something like 10 or 11% cash on cash return. But there was a lot of room to increase pad rents in this area. In fact, I think pad rents in Tallahassee can get up to, for a luxury or for an RV park that has a lot of amenities, you can get up to like 1,500 a pad in Tallahassee, especially in this area. So there's a lot of room to bump this thing up, and it looked like it could be something worthwhile. So we submitted our LOI. We did what we asked. We sent, all of it, everything you needed, who we're working with, proof of funds, LOI, all of that stuff got sent. And after we sent the LOI, and by the way, the LOI was contingent upon them answering our questions, right? You've got conflicting financials. We've got a bunch of questions that haven't been answered, simple questions that shouldn't take, pulling teeth to get answers to. And so after we submitted the LOI, instead of answering our questions, they started pressing us. Move, 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 close, close, close. I said, no, wait a second. I want at least a 30-day closing. I want at least a 30-day due diligence period. And that's especially true since you have conflicting financials. And we'll close in 60 days on this. That's what we're asking for. So instead of answering our questions, we kept going back and forth on the amount of time he was willing to give us for due diligence. He was asking for a 15-day due diligence period on an RV park where, again, a lot of these numbers were not making sense. Just one example here that we had a question on. He's got this big contract labor here, and that's fine if this is just like the pads or some major contracting work that had to be done.
They're exactly the same.
And then he's got, well, and if they did the same work here, I can kind of understand this, right? But this is a profit and loss. So anyway, you've got some expenses here that jacked up his total expenses, and we're asking about it. Like, when you read one of these things, this is one of the things that I was taught early on, but these profit and loss statements, these financial statements tell a story, and the numbers don't lie. Now, again, people can make numbers say whatever they want them to say, so you do got to be a little bit careful. But if you read this kind of like you're building a story, that's how you want to view this stuff, because it tells you how efficiently the place is being run. It tells you, how inefficiently it's being run. It tells how this place is ultimately operating. And, simple questions like, what was this? What happened here? Was this like is this all of the pads that you had added? Like, what? Wouldn't answer it, right? I'm trying to find some other spots in here where we had some questions. Had a big security cost here, right? I don't know that big, but he had a you
It's
know,
probably just like cameras and
yeah, or
stuff.
so he probably hooked up some security equipment or something. But still, I kind of want to know
Yeah.
what's going on here. And then he's got payroll expense. He's got a big payroll expense here. He's got a big payroll expense here, right? So we wanted to get a better idea of what was going on before we submitted our final offer on this thing. But the reason I'm bringing this story up is because what started to happen was we started to get pressured to move, right? Fast, 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 fast. And I brought this to some folks who have been doing this a very long time. And one of their first questions to me was, uh, for good job looking at it and underwriting it, but why'd you spend so much time on it? Why? They're like, I would have dropped this guy. I would have stopped talking to this guy like the second time you spoke to him. And ultimately, uh,
That's
if
my opinion.
well, and it was their opinion too, but like if we just go by their financials and the cap rate in the area, I mean this place is not worth what they're asking for it. Um, and when you feel like you're getting pressured by a seller to move quickly, especially when they're telling you no, you get a very short period of time to do your due diligence, that's an immediate red flag. Um, and so ultimately, look, we sent them what we would offer. We told them our stipulations, and they basically were saying, look, we've got higher offers than yours without any contingencies. Somebody gave us a $10 million offer for the park. I'm like,
Go for
go
it.
for it. If you got a $10 million offer on this place, you should take it.
Here, you need more space.
I think I'm actually okay. But we've got them on the back burner right now, so we'll see where they're at in a little bit, see if anything happens with this. But ultimately, the numbers didn't make sense. They weren't answering our questions, and we were getting pressured to move or take way less time on our due diligence period on this thing. So a lot of these things were red flags. And then also the seller himself, which I do empathize with the seller. He got dicked around apparently by probably some wholesalers that didn't know what they were doing. And he was told, like, I guess at one point he was told that Pace was going to come in on the deal, and Pace
Go to
is.
the waiting room.
Oh, is there somebody in the waiting room?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I just gotta let Jennifer in.
Yeah.
Cool. But anyways, long story short, he was told that Pace was going to come in the deal, and even Pace's team looked at this and they passed on it because of the communication, and not just because of communication, but mostly because of the numbers, right? Because stuff just didn't add up ultimately. And as for sure, the numbers didn't add up for the price he was asking for. So what?
Did she end up leaving?
No, I think she's in. Yeah, she's in there. What's up, Jennifer?
Hi guys.
But
Happy
I would
holidays.
love to hear. I'm always open to feedback. Every single one of these that I look at is a learning experience. And ultimately, and I'll give Christian credit for this. We had looked at some multifamily deals together a while back. And the first thing is like, look, when they sent us this profit and loss, or when they sent us this T3, without even digging too much into all of these numbers, like, look, you can get their 7 month. Now they called it net ordinary income, but 7 month period, they got a 48,000 net ordinary income. And this is according to the seller, it being 91% occupied. So, okay, you're telling me 7 months, 48,570 30, which conflicts with your T3, by the way. 48,570 32. We'll divide that by seven. You're doing 7,000 a month. So it's less than your T3 was telling us. So we'll just give them the benefit of the doubt. We'll say 7,000 times 12. You got 84,000. You got an $84,000 NOI here for a 12-month period. And if we just go by that, and we actually go by the market cap rate, which is like I think 8.5, 0.085. Yeah, they're basically like this park's worth about $1 million. I think it came out to actually like 1.1. So what was that? 48,570 is the NOI, the net operating income. This is a 7-month profit and loss statement divided by 7. You get about 6,938 per month. Annualize that, 83,256. And you divide that by the market cap rate, which is about an 8.5. Yeah, you're at like 979. This guy's asking for 4.5 million for this property. Again, that being said, if you take 85 pads, which is how big this RV park was, you take 85 pads and 91, I think 91% occupied would be about 77 pads. So 77 pads times you can get now top of the market, I think is about 1,500 per pad. But a more realistic number in this part of Tallahassee is probably going to be maybe, and for this particular park, you could probably get it up to like 800, maybe 900 a pad per month. So times, we'll just say 900. You're doing 69,300 a month. 831,000 is your gross potential rent, gross potential income, whatever you want to call it. And then you could take 50% of that for expenses, right? We'll just say 415,000, 831, 831, 600. So you're doing about, yeah, you're doing 415,800 a year. That's once you get it stabilized, right? Or potentially once you get it stabilized. And I divide it by point. I'm just dividing it by the cap rate. So now we're looking more like that's more about where you'd get about 4.1, 4.4 million for the property.
Actually, it's just going by projected.
Yeah. So again, now I know we're chugging through a whole bunch of numbers here, but essentially, in order to get what this guy is asking for this park, like if he just wanted cash, for example, for this park, he would need to be showing a whole lot more net operating income than what his financials are showing. So that's where, again, we had asked him, okay, well, these financial statements are conflicting. It based on your financials, what you're asking for this park doesn't make sense. And he's like, oh, well, that's not, we've already bumped up all the rents. We're at 600 a pad. Okay, cool. Do you have any financials to show that? If not, can you give us bank statements? And that's where the whole thing was, I want an LOI. And then after we send the LOI, there's still nothing and they're still not answering questions. It's like, dude, okay, fine. And on top of that, getting pressured to move quickly, just like with lending, if you feel like you're getting pressured, like, hey, Joe Smo calls you and says, hey, I need 20,000 or I need 100,000 and I need it by the end of the week or so we can close on this deal. If you don't have a relationship with that person, I don't know any lender that's just going to do that. I mean, maybe some people would, but it's a red flag. It's like, now I'll pass. Right. So, and that's what ultimately we decided to do with this one. It's like, look, I'll pass because you're being unreasonable. You're not answering any just simple financial questions about this park and making it very, very difficult, putting up a lot of roadblocks. But again, I understand from the seller's perspective because he's already had some time wasted with people that probably didn't know what they were doing or whatever. And he sold it to someone in his family that did a bad job with it. So he was already kind of probably fed up. But at the same time, look, that's the game. If you're going to sell this place, you need to expect that buyers are going to be asking you questions about your financials, especially at the price point that you're at.
Mm.
So anyway, that was one deal that we love. But I'd love to hear feedback from any of you guys on that. If you want to talk about it or not, but it's always a learning experience for me. So that was that one.
Mhm.
And then, oh, like I promised to, I'm going to talk about goals really quick for those of you who are planning for the new year. Yeah, no, I know we're getting towards the end of this, but I did want to share this with you guys just to keep my word here. So we had a goals list, and this is just an example here, right? So this was one that Pansy and I went through, and I'll send you sort of the outline for any of you guys who want a copy of this, but goals and vision worksheet, right? So the first step of this, and this was actually given to us by Jesse Stanton. Yeah, it was. I remember this one was. Yeah. So the first one is define your 90-day goals, right? So in the next 90 days, these are the following goals we want to achieve that will dramatically impact our business.
Change the date.
Oh yeah, we gotta change the date. That's right.
I haven't changed it.
Yeah, we got to go back through this whole freaking
Yeah.
thing. So identify 3 key tasks, right? So the next part of this is identify 3 keys. So list out all of the tasks that you think you need to do to accomplish your goal. So whatever your 90-day goal is, and then list out key 3 tasks. So the idea is to kind of isolate down the 3 main things that you need to do in order to reach that goal. And then after that, step 3 is eliminate or delegate, which I really like this. But review all of those tasks that are not highlighted and decide which can be deleted and who can take those responsibilities. So people we need in our business, right? So this is what this is about. This is about figuring out what you can do and what you can delegate. And if you need to delegate, who are the people that you need in your business in order to delegate those responsibilities, right? And then number 4 here is schedule and commit. Oh, actually, we did have a date in here. I promise you, there was a date and time schedule. I swear, I promise, promise, there was a date in here. But anyways, so schedule and commit, and this is the big one for me is having a date in here so that you actually it kind of gets real for you. And I know you hear a lot of people talking about, but again, going through this, Pansy and I going through this actually really did help.
Mhm.
And like I said, I was one of the first people to roll my eyes on goal setting. Anytime I
think
would
you
hear it brought
roll
up.
a lot. I mean,
Well,
when
not at you, just at the
well, I'm
idea.
saying when I bring stuff like this, because I'm pretty sure the one who said, "Hey, look at this."
You are the one who said it. You are actually. And by the way, it helps. Like if you actually give it a chance, it does help. It helps to kind of organize your thoughts and organize where you want to get to in the amount of time that you want to get there and understanding who you actually need in your business. So this one, I'll share this with you guys. What I'll do when I record this video, I'll put a download link for this if you guys want to go grab it. Obviously I'll let you guys know as soon as it's ready, as soon as the video is ready rather, and you can go download it from the description on the video. But that you're not going to get this. Obviously, I'm going to give you the one that Jesse sent us, the outline that Jesse sent us for this, so that you can actually follow through with the different steps. But it really does actually help you guys to get at least something down on paper with a dedicated time to complete it, right? And as you can see, we had some lofty goals in here, and that's okay. Even if you don't hit all of them, that's okay too. But you wanna reach out. Where do you really want to get to? Like, what realistically, where do you want to get to? And so that was that. Does anybody have any questions about that at all? No? All right. Well, I will make this available to you guys.
Is Terry trying?
No, I think he's trying to turn off his camera.
Oh,
Or he's typing, it looks like. All right. Well, we are at about an hour. What I'm gonna do, we'll still hang out. If you guys want to hang out and chat for a little bit,
we're just gonna
we'll
go
do that, but we're gonna go off live right now. So let's do that. Well, again, last minute networking podcast episode. I appreciate everybody who jumped in with us and who's here to network. Thank you guys for jumping in. And I'm gonna go ahead and sign us off. But I'm Justin. This is Pansy. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks again. And have a happy new year, by the way.
Happy New Year.
See you
You
guys.
too, guys.
Yeah.